Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'll just give everybody a minute or two to joining. I know there's a lot of people coming on board tonight. I've got a jam-packed call for you. I'm very excited. Top tip, I hope you've all got a pen and paper ready to scribble some notes. If you haven't, take 2 minutes to go and grab one now. There's going to be lots and lots of great top tips and suggestions thrown at you this evening. So please do make the most to it to get them jotted down and use the ones that are relevant to yourselves. Okay? If I can also ask you to mute yourselves so there's not any background distractions from people. And then there's going to be a handful of people coming on to have a chat. So as and when you're coming up for a chat, then just mute yourselves from there. Brilliant. Lovely to see so many faces on this evening. Have you all had a good weekend? Give me a thumbs up if you had a good weekend. Oh, good stuff. Lovely job. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll just give it another minute or two. I've had a crazy weekend. I got back from Newbury about 15 minutes ago. So I've been planning this on the way there and on the way back. And yeah, it's been crazy. But I love getting back for this call. So I'm really hoping it's going to be of benefit to you all. So this evening, what have we got in store for you? We have got a myriad of top tips. So I've been chatting with some of the leaders in my team and some of my friends who are also great leaders in this business. And we're kind of like, you know what? There's less than 2 weeks left of this hamper. There's so many people that are teetering on the brink of qualifying for a hamper that it's like, right, you know what? Let's have a big push. There's so much that that we can do to have a big push to get us over the line. And you know what? It's not over until the fat lady sings. I think that's what they always say. It's not over for a whole nother 12 days yet. So there's loads of time for us to go and get all the different points that we need to get over the line. Many of us only need 1 or 2 points. So I've asked all my friends, my leaders, friends and buddies, or a few of them anyway, because there's too many for us all to get different detail tips on. But I've asked people to contribute this evening their favourite top tip for helping people go out and get the motivation or help get the activity done that will get them over the line and get these hampers in. Because how amazing is it going to feel to get one of those hampers delivered to our doors just before Christmas? And how amazing is it going to feel to be able to say to all your friends and family, look what I've got, and to be able to post that picture on Facebook of your kids opening that hamper and emptying it all out? How much intrigue and fascination and just sheer brilliance is that gonna generate? So without further ado, I'm going to start with my first top tip, and then I'm going to cut to a few of my friends and colleagues, as I say. So from my perspective, I love to use, can you do me a favor? I love to use the Showtime concept. Now, those of you who've been in the business slightly longer will know that Derek Thomas uses this. And it's quite simply about saying to people, can you do me a favor? I have a very short 12-minute presentation I need to show to as many people as possible before the end of this month in order to win a hamper or to qualify for a free Fortnum and Mason hamper. Okay, if I can show this to another 5 people before the end of the month, I'm going to qualify for a hamper. They don't need to know the details. Our job is to show it to people, okay? Our job is to get it in front of people and let them do this deciding. But the fact of the matter is that the more people you show it to, the more people are going to be interested in seeing it and ask for a little bit more information. So it becomes a numbers game. Just get out there and show it to as many people. So that's my tip. Get out there or send texts or Facebook messages and say to people, can you do me a favor? I've got a short presentation I need to show to 5, 10 people, however many you think is appropriate, before the end of this month. I just need to show it to you. Would that be okay? They call it a Showtime concept, and I know Derek Thomas, as I say, brilliant SGL in this business, has done amazingly well, and I've seen a lot of results in people within his team for doing this. So that's my top tip. I'm not going to waffle on because we've got a lot to get to this evening. So Joanne Blair, I see you there, and let's see if there we are. We've got you unmuted now. Hi, Joe.
Hi.
Thank you for agreeing to come on and chat to us this evening. Now, you are TL in this business, is that correct?
That's right, yes.
Brilliant. I hear from your lovely sister Cheryl, who I can also see on the call there. Hi, Cheryl and Karen, girls. Hi, girls. I hear that you're doing amazing things in this business and doing really well. And Cheryl says that you've got a fantastic text that you've been sending out and that you've had a lot of success with, and you've been using that within your team as well. Can you tell me a little bit more?
Yes, so I really want this hamper. So it's not if I'm going to do it, it's I am going to do it. I will do it. So I've been a bit active now the last couple of weeks. So it's just a simple text to friends who I have shown the business to, either said no or they are customers. So I'll just read it out.
Okay.
It says, "Hiya, hope you're okay. I hope you don't mind me messaging you, but I'm so close to a promotion which ends this month, and I'm looking for people who would be interested in saving money. You obviously know what I do, so if you know anybody, then I'd be really grateful if you could send them my way. Bottle of wine in it for you if any of your referrals sign up." So had a couple of payments, had one today, and it resulted in a double Daffy Gold customer. So yeah, that was really good.
Amazing. So it's about doing referrals. It's about going back to people that are already customers and things, is it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All right. So can you just read that to us again, Joe, just for people doing? And also, I think what probably will be best, because I appreciate people may not be able to scribble this down in time. Would you put a transcript on it onto send it over to me, and I'll post it on the relevant groups at the end of this call, so that people don't have to stress about getting every word down now. Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can do that.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you. So give it to us again. Go on, hit me with it again.
Okay. So it says, "Hiya, hope you're okay. I hope you don't mind me messaging you, but I'm so close to a promotion which ends this month, and I'm looking for people who would be interested in saving money. You obviously know what I do, so if you know anybody, I'd be really grateful if you could send them my way. Bottle of wine in it for you if any of your referrals sign up."
Perfect. It's so simple, and it's stuff that we should be doing anyway, isn't it? But actually, the deadline of a promotion gives us the extra impetus to do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Joe, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate your top tip, and good luck. How close are you now?
5 points away after today. I know.
Exciting. You can totally do it. You got this.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. All right, Joe, thank you so much.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, thank you. Okay, so who are we going to move on to next? Let's move on to Natalie. Natalie Curtis, are you with us, my lovely?
Hello, yes I am. I'm here with Sam as well, actually.
Hi, Sam. How you doing? I was wondering if you were on the call, so you are obviously here. That's fantastic. Okay, so Natalie, you've got a top tip for us. I know you have actually qualified for the first hamper, and you're gunning for a second one this week, aren't you?
Yeah. I've got my diary's full. I've got 7 points to go, so.
Amazing.
Yep.
Okay, so what's your top tip, Natalie? What are you doing to go out there and see if you can generate your top, your extra points?
So I don't know. One of the things that I did, not so much this month, but back in September when I was desperately trying to qualify for Rome.
Which you did. You got there.
I did. Yeah, which I got there, throwing everything at the business, and went back to my list. We've all of us got people on our list who've been on there since the beginning, who we've not got round to contacting. We don't know how to approach them, or don't know what to say, or haven't really had been a bit afraid to contact them. And what you really need is the reason to do it.
Yeah.
If you've got a good enough reason, you'll do it. And so if you really want this hamper, look at all those people that you haven't spoken to. You must have people you haven't spoken to. Go and speak to them.
Or even the people who have, for whatever reason, have postponed and you've never got round to rescheduling them.
Yeah. So it's you go back to your list, and that's the basic what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People you haven't spoken to, but also the people that you did speak to, that you made a note to follow up with in 18 months, and perhaps you didn't quite get around to following up with them. We'll follow up with them now. It's okay to say, I had a note in my diary to give you a ring in April, but I'm really sorry, I totally forgot. Would now be a better time for you?
Yeah.
I've just got an appointment now next week with somebody that I should have followed up with back in February.
Really? It just goes to show that it's never actually too late to follow up with people. Life happens to everybody. Different things happen to everybody, and it's absolutely completely acceptable to be able to say, you know what, I'm so sorry I haven't been in touch, but for whatever reason I haven't. However, I'm here now. I wonder if it's still okay for me to show you what I do and how I can help. And you know what, we've got nothing to lose by asking, have we? What's the worst that can happen? They'll say no, but you never know, they might actually say yes too. And that's a really powerful one. And we've all got people that we have that we've spoken to or not spoken to, and people that have postponed it and we haven't got around to rescheduling, or people that are just on the chicken list. So yeah, amazing, Natalie. It's the basics, isn't it? But actually, it makes so much difference. That's fantastic. Thank you, Natalie. Okay, so we've had a text from Joe. We've had a go back to your list from Natalie, which is amazing. And again, so simple. All of it is so simple, but equally, you know, really, really good. Sam, let's cut to you next. Hi, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, doing good, thanks.
Amazing, amazing. So Sam, tell me, you've just done your first WHAM, haven't you? It was yesterday, was it?
WHAM yesterday.
Brilliant. You're TL in the business at the moment. You're doing amazing stuff in this business. You're going great guns. You're a big fan of the neighborhood letters as standard, and you do a lot of networking, don't you? But you've just branched out into WHAMs, and you did your first one yesterday. So how was it?
Yeah, so I really loved it. Lisa, my lovely wife, she's the WHAM devotee really, but I thought that with the promotion coming up, I had to do something different, so I did a WHAM.
Okay.
And I'm no expert, obviously. I've done it once, but I did want to share something with you. Most of the people on the call probably know about the simplified presentation, money presentation.
How the money works, yeah.
Have you got a copy there? Yes, that's it.
That's the one. If you haven't seen that or haven't got a copy of it, then either let me or your upline know and we can get one to you. We can post it online if needs be. So yes, Sam.
Now this has been brilliant. There are people in work who have been on my chicken list, and it's so easy just to chat to them and bring up the conversation of why they hate their job or why they're looking for cash or whatever. And you can simply get your phone out, because I've got it as a photo on my phone, and you can show them that and say, look, you can make this much money doing this business. And it's so much easier than trying to book a coffee appointment with someone in work that you're scared of. It's much easier just to get that initial level of interest. So in the simple money presentation. But as far as the WHAM is concerned,
yeah,
that's really what I wanted to speak about. You all know on the form when you fill their name and address in, and then you got the 4 questions, haven't you?
Yeah.
How much is your phone and broadband? Would you like to pay less than that?
Yeah.
Are you a homer? Blah, 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 right? Would you like to have an extra income?
Okay.
And about half the people I spoke to said yes. And then I say, well, me and my wife, all we do is help our friends and family save money on their utilities. How much money a month to be useful? How much extra money a month to be useful to you? And they say 100 quid, 200 quid, £1,000, whatever. And then you get out the simple money presentation. And
brilliant.
Me and Lisa got a pretty good crop of appointments. And I think 80% of the ones that actually said yes for the appointment were because I showed them the simple money presentation.
Fantastic. And I know so many people are having amazing results with this simple money presentation in every aspect of what they do, whether it be networking or just talking to people or whatever. But that's an amazing little tip you threw in there as well, Sam, is just having it as a picture on your phone. Let me show you. I've actually done the same thing after chatting with Sam. If I can pull it up on here. I downloaded an app. Cool. Here we go. It's on my phone. I've just got it. You know, I slide backwards and forwards. I've got my different things on my page, and I've just got it as a picture on my phone there. I downloaded an app called Nice Simple Photo Widget. Nice Simple Photo Widget. And basically, it just installs a picture that is there. But it's there for me whenever I need it. And you've done the same, haven't you, Sam?
Oh, on mute. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's on my favorites, but even if you have to spend a minute shuffling around your photos,
yeah,
you know, but it's there and it's handy and it's so easy to use.
Absolutely. So
Wes came up with that idea, didn't he?
I think so. I think so.
He's all right.
Pardon?
He knows what he's talking about, doesn't he?
Well, you know what? This business is all about sharing top tips and sharing bits of inspiration. So, Sam, that's amazing. Great news. And I'm really pleased your first one went well. And using this Simple Money presentation for all of us has been an absolutely massive benefit so far. Now, I'm going to cut to, it says Helen Hannant on my screen, but I know you better as Dad. This is my dad, everybody. This is Peter Hannant. And Mum is probably hiding somewhere off camera. But you are both TLs in my business and doing wonderfully. You've had success this evening from being out doing neighbourhood letters as well. So they're obviously working for you. Now, I spoke to you earlier and you mentioned a very quick top tip that you've been out at a WAM, Dad, and you've done something new at a WAM that you found to be quite successful.
Yeah, two things actually. I've been going to a small indoor boot sale for a number of months. And to be honest, the last few months there's been absolutely nothing there. No interest, no one coming to see me. I've had the normal display up, the print wall display.
Yeah.
I changed this time to a table with cloth, a few bits laid out on the table, which was a lot more successful because it was at the same level as everybody else. It didn't stick out so much, like a sore thumb. But all I did, I put on the table some winner mini forms, and I put out 5 of the Which neighbourhood letter cards with just winner on the top right the way round. And when people then asked me for more information, as I often did, and I used to struggle to know what to give them, I just gave them a Which card, and they often said, "Can we have that? Can we have that? Can we have that?" And I gave out more Which cards this morning than I had anticipated, I must admit. But people, it's got my name on it, it's got my phone number on it. And, you know, for people who want to just go away and think more, who are not prepared to commit themselves on the day, then I think it's a good bit of extra information.
Absolutely. And you know what? I did a WAM yesterday, Dad, and somebody said to me, can I have some more information? And normally I'm quite reluctant to give out information. I don't really want to give out my business card because it's got my website and things on it. And whilst I don't want to withhold information from people, equally, I want to get in front of them before they see anything or whatever. I want to be able to get that appointment. And if you give them, I find if you give them too much information, give them your website or whatever, then it's not so easy for you to get in front of them. But actually, Dad, that's a fantastic idea. And if anybody hasn't seen these Which cards or doesn't know what they are, it's these ones here, little red cards. People are using them for neighbourhood letters and they're yielding amazing results. And they've got a little bit of information on here. It just says save £300 to £500 with LED bulbs, save £414 on everyday shopping with cashback, and save money on your dining out as well. And then you just pop your details, your phone number and your name at the bottom. And that, I mean, they've proven well for the neighbourhood cards, but it never occurred to me to use those for the WAMs. And I think that's a fantastic idea. You've given them details, you've given them information about how brilliant we are, but actually you're not giving them too much information either. So, Dad, that's inspired. And you had you felt quite comfortable and, you know, had positive result in giving that out.
Yes, I mean, the last 2 I've been to, I've literally done nothing throughout the whole day, apart from chat to the other stall holders. This morning, I actually had people coming up to me and saying, "Can I fill this in? Can I get going? What's it all about?" So
Brilliant.
I think that's a positive result.
Amazing. Well done, Dad. Great to hear you are flying and doing really well. And thanks for that top tip. I'm going to stick you back on mute. Okay, so who are we going to cut to next? Adrian, are you there?
Hi, Hazel, I'm here, yeah, but you don't want to see how I look, so yeah.
Are you busy decorating, Adrian?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just forgot about it. I just came, yeah. What's up?
Oh, well, that's fine. Thank you for dialing in, Adrian. I appreciate it. Now, we were chatting yesterday, and you were saying to me your top tip is all about consistency. Can you explain that a little bit more for me?
Yeah, well, it's quite simple if you know what consistent means. Yeah, so just stay consistent rather than do it with intensity. So just do a little bit every single day. So yeah, whatever it is. But you know, Jimmy Chapman says something to do if you don't get an appointment or you don't sign a customer or party, don't go to bed. So I'm actually up for that challenge. You know, starting actually from tomorrow. So we shall see how it goes.
Fantastic. So just be consistent. Don't run at the speed of light and then burn yourself out. Don't be the hare, be the tortoise, basically. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep doing a little bit more. Keep doing a little bit more. And I think as well that, I think it's Diana Ross always says, can you do just one more? Can you do one more? Make one more phone call. Send one more text, one more message, whatever it may be, but can you do one more? And that's, you found that to be massively successful for yourself and everybody in your business, haven't you, Adrian?
Yeah, well, I think that's the secret. Bruce Lee said intensity, consistency is better than intensity. So, I think he was a good leader. So I think it's good to follow what other people are saying that achieve success. So yeah.
Brilliant. And as Lloyd was saying, we were chatting the other day as well, for newbies in the business, just get on and do the do. Don't necessarily stress about the results of the first 20 appointments. We've got to just get on and do it, haven't we?
Yeah. That's it. You just go out there and, Lloyd said not to focus on your first 20 appointments on the result. Just focus on just do 20 appointments. So that's your target. Just, count them. Doesn't matter if you sign a customer or not. Just do 20 appointments and see how it goes after. And
Perfect.
Watch how your confidence grows and everything else. Yeah.
Amazing. And I think that goes back to a little bit about what we were saying earlier as well. It's just about the activity. This business is all about doing the activity, isn't it? It's not about necessarily, yes, obviously we all want results, but by doing the activity, the results will come. So that's fantastic. Adrian, you're a superstar. Thank you very much. I hope the decorating continues to go well for you.
Well, no, not much left. Yeah, thank you.
Great. All right. Thanks, Adrian. Thank you. Now, next, I want to cut to Cheryl. Hello, lovely lady. Hello, let's see if we can get you unmuted. There we are. How are you? You all right?
Hello, how are you?
Fabulous, thank you, fabulous. Now, Cheryl, just tying in a little bit with what Adrian was saying there, and he was talking about consistency and just getting out there and doing the do. You sent me some really good kind of thoughts earlier about how we talk to ourselves and how we use a little bit of this up here as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's we've got to be honest with ourselves whenever we're going for a goal or a target or an incentive, a company incentive, or it's a goal that we want to achieve ourselves. And I think it's just being honest with ourselves, because we can quite easily and flippantly say, oh, I'd like that, I really want that. But do we really want it? And if we really want it, are we really prepared to do the activity that it takes to actually try and get it? Because we never know that the activity is going to yield the results we actually need to get these promotions and incentives. But if we hand on heart know that we really do want it and we're prepared to do what it takes to get them, then I think that just, you'll be motivated and you'll find the time and the resources to get there. And if we don't get there, but we've really been honest with ourselves and we've tried hard, then it's okay. We can pat ourselves on the back and we're okay with it. But if we say we want it, but we don't really want to do what it takes to get it, then again, we've just got to be honest with ourselves and go, do you know what? Hands up, I didn't do what it takes. But you've done this call tonight knowing that we've still got time to get there.
Yeah.
That final push, like you said, we've got time to do it. So it's time to be honest with ourselves, guys. Do we really want it? And are we really going to do what it takes to get it?
Absolutely. And I think, as I said right at the beginning, it's about imagining what is that feeling going to be like when the knock on the door, the doorbell goes, and there's a delivery man there with this massive hamper that's all yours. And how amazing is it going to be able to feel to share that with your loved ones and tell everybody about it and post it on Facebook that you've got this for free. And I think if people want that enough, then they'll go out there and they will do the results and the results will follow, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Do you want me to say the next two things that I said in?
Go on then, yeah, shoot through them quickly. Yeah, that'd be great.
Really quickly, so top tips for me will be select the time that you've got available to use, and then select the activity that you are good at and you think will be most likely to get you the results, the high payoff activities that will get you the results or more likely to get you the results that you want and need. So I would say we've already mentioned our warm list, going back to our list. Referrals have been mentioned by Joe and other people. Neighbourhood letters have been mentioned. Winner minis have been mentioned. It's the same old. There's nothing new. There's nothing different. It's just doing the high payoff activities and using our time wisely.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really good point to remember as well. We're throwing a lot of thoughts and tips and ideas and suggestions out here this evening that are covering a lot of the different tools that we've got. But for most people, certainly people that are new to the business, you tend to find that there's a couple of techniques and tools that we use that come easier to us than others, or you feel more comfortable with, and certainly in the early days. And it's about knowing what works for you, picking a couple and just getting on and doing them rather than trying to do everything. So don't try and action every tip that we come up with tonight, everybody, but just pick the ones that are most relevant to you, or that you think that you can do, or you think that you can make work. Then have belief in them, have belief in yourself, have some posture, and go out and get it, isn't it, Cheryl?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you, lovely lady. That's amazing. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Okay, Kat, I'm going to pop over to you next. Let's get you off mute. There we are. Fantastic. So thanks for joining us, Kath. You are practically an STL in my business, teetering on the brink, and we're going to get you there shortly, I'm sure. Now, we were talking earlier today about referrals, and I know Joe earlier gave us an amazing text for going back to people just, via text. But, referrals in general are a great way for kind of building the business and speaking to people, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And not maybe so much for the newbies, but certainly some of us who've been in the business for a bit longer. It's a great time. It is coming up to that big C word again. It is coming up to Christmas. It's a great time to actually get back to those customers just to check how things are going. And, with an open question, say, who else do you know that would like to benefit from the products and services that you've been benefiting from? Not the closed question, do you know, but who do you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, a text that, like Joe suggested earlier, would be fantastic. But actually, if you've got that rapport with customers, equally picking up the phone or, popping around and stopping by and knocking on the door can be really effective as well, can't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you're in the area seeing somebody else, there's nothing wrong with just popping by, just saying, I just wanted to check everything's okay. Just wish you a Merry Christmas, maybe a bit early. But, tagging on the end, who else do you know that you could share this with, or that we could share this with?
Absolutely.
It is all about the way we say things as well. So, yes, lots of people don't like the referral bit, but who else would you like to share this with?
Absolutely. Yeah. And ultimately, we're onto a great thing. So why wouldn't people want to share it? If people are happy with what they're doing, then surely their friends and family would want to know about it too.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's a case of putting it in their mind, not who can we, whose numbers can you give us, but who can you share it with? And that sort of takes off the edge of, I've got to give numbers away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think so. It's all about the language, isn't it?
Absolutely. And from there, it's making an appointment in order to be able to follow up and, once they've qualified them and really just setting a plan with them as to how they're going to deliver those to you, isn't it?
Yeah. And, to be fair, it's a case of customer care as well. It's always nice, or it's always easier to keep the customers you already have, the members you already have, than going out and gathering new ones. So, yeah, definitely.
Amazing. Thank you, Kath. That's great. Love the referrals. Right. Last but certainly not least, we're going to pop over to see Gemma. Hello, Gemma. Let's see if we can get you off mute.
Hello.
Hello. Gemma, you are absolutely on fire. You've been company's top recruiter and top this and top that. And, well, you're just taking the world by storm at the moment, which is fantastic. So you've got a myriad of different things and suggestions, and I know a couple of them may have been touched on already, but when we were chatting earlier, there was a few that really stood out for me as being, this is good stuff. So hit me with what you reckon and what you've been telling your teams as well.
Well, I find that just by doing a bit of everything just keeps that pipeline full. If warm list is going a bit dry, then, and you've got a bit of time in the day, why not just, do a few neighbour letters? So the witch cards are working really well for everyone, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the WAMs, I've always had really good, big success with the WAMs, and now is the best time to do them, isn't it? Loads of Christmas markets, Christmas fetes.
Yeah.
Get out there and everything works, doesn't it? So by doing a bit of everything, you're just keeping that pipeline full, and you're consistent then, aren't you, as Adrian said. So
absolutely. That pipeline is key, isn't it?
Definitely. You like Claire Higgott said, is if your what did she say? If your mouth is shut, then so is your business.
Your business is closed.
Same thing. If your diary is empty, then so is your business, isn't it? Your business, you're not making any money. Your pockets are empty.
So true, so true. So we've got to get that diary full. Okay,
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
The
What
other
else? There was a
thing,
couple of others that we chatted about as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, the other thing is just know your ratios, because obviously you've got to work out. We've got 2 weeks left now for the promotion period. So, you know, what I would do is just work out how many points you've got left. And then you need to, you know, divide that by the number of daffies. And then you need to know how many appointments then you need to get in to get those number of customers. So if your ratio is 1 in 3, you need to times that by 3 then, just to know your appointments. And then obviously knowing how many phone calls you need to make as well. If your ratio is 1 in 6 to an appointment, then obviously you need to do the maths and work that out. Because I think planning is key, isn't it? Otherwise you're just bumbling along and you just leave it to the last couple of days, and it's stressful then, isn't it?
Yeah, and this business is not designed to be stressful, is it? It's designed to be fun, and it's designed to give us so much more, not kind of cause us added extra pain and challenges. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. This business is absolutely a numbers game. Many people will always say it's a numbers game, but it's important to know your numbers and not stab in the dark as well, I think.
Yeah.
And for people that are new to this business, then, you know, you probably haven't had a chance to get to know your numbers, but that's a useful thing to keep a record of. How many appointments are you doing versus how many appointments are you getting to sign up? And, you know, over a period of time, just keep building those numbers so that people have got a really good idea. So, right, okay, I'm at the end of a promotion now, as we are. How many appointments do I therefore need to do based on what I've done in the past in order to go and get the results that I need? So 1 in 3 is a pretty good number, I would say, you know, for people that don't necessarily know what their personal one is. So aim for 1 in 3, 1 customer sign up for every 3 appointments that you do. Okay, so if you're going to get that, then how many, as you say, Jem, how many phone calls do you need to make to get those 3 appointments in the diary, and keep going? And that's absolutely brilliant, and it does make such a big difference, especially for those that like numbers and that like detail in this business. Jem, we had one last corker, which I know is a really good one for you. You've spoken about it on stage. Your last top tip.
Oh yeah, I adopt the 3-foot rule. So I said on stage, if they're within 3 foot of me, they're having it.
I love it.
So, yeah.
So what do you do when you say they're having it? Do you just talk to everybody?
I think if you just connect with someone, then you just need to mention the business, don't you? I was out for having a meal at a local restaurant recently, and a young girl served us. She's a really bubbly person, made a real effort. And yeah, at the end of the meal when we were paying, I just said, oh look, you've got a cracking personality. People like you do really well in my business. How soon can we sit down and have a chat? And she was like, oh thank you very much. She said, no one ever pays me a compliment. She said, yeah. She said, definitely, I'm, you know, open to sitting down and having a chat. She said, what is it? I said, I can't go into it by you. I said, it's just too much to go into. I'm just going to confuse you. But 20 minutes of your time and a cuppa and a chat, and all will become clear. She had an appointment, and then she joined as an ID. And yeah, she's had a great start, so she's doing really well. So that's someone that I didn't know before. So the point is that, you know, you meet everyone. You know, we're giving money to people, meeting people day to day that we don't know. So yeah, if you feel it's right, if it feels right, then, you know, mention it. You've got to mention the business, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Mind.
Pay them a genuine compliment. Open the conversation. And then see where it goes from there. But the thing I always like to think with something like that is that, you know what, you've not lost anything. If you try it and you talk to them and it doesn't work, then you didn't have anything in the first place. But in your situation, you might end up with a whole new team member in your business that is flying. So it's definitely worth the effort, isn't it?
Definitely. Well, what we got to lose, isn't it? You got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So
absolutely.
And if they say no, you're not going to see them again, are you?
Exactly, totally. And at this stage of the proceedings, we've all got a Fortnum and Mason hamper to gain. So it's got to be worth it. We just got to talk to absolutely everybody, and then just see if we can get an appointment. And are you using that the short money presentation now to at the appointment stage once you get to see, or are you using it at the point of chatting initially?
I use it for both, just as a hook to get them interested, and also in the appointment as well, because it's just so much more simple, isn't it, than going through all the figures, and yeah, it's just it's so much easier. And then you can talk about the group stuff later, can't you? So
yeah, absolutely. Say less to more people, and that's been something I've been working on lately. It's not an easy technique for me. It doesn't necessarily come naturally, but I'm working on it. So, folks, thank you all so much. I appreciate it's been a very fast-paced call tonight with loads of information thrown at you, but I just really wanted to make the most of the wealth of information and experience and top tips in this business that is all around us. And, you know, we're all here to help. We all want to get everybody getting these hampers. They're so achievable that there's no reason on this earth why we can't go out and get ourselves over that line. We just need to put our heads down and believe that we can get it, and then go and get it. If you've got any questions from anything that we've come up with tonight, please feel free to drop me a message on one of the various WhatsApp chats. Joe, we're going to stick that text up for you later. If anybody else has got any other information they want reiterating from tonight, I have recorded the call, so I will put that up for people to be able to listen back to it later on. I hope that's been of use to you all. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing your all lovely faces. And yeah, let's catch up again next week and see what else we can come up with. Please do also let me know when you've got the points for it. I would love to hear when people are achieving these hampers. I want to see as many as we can in the teams. All right, you lovely people, have an amazing evening. Go and get them and get that hamper. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, Hazel. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for speaking. Bye. Bye.